Well, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the CISO50 and Future Security Awards for 2020. As the world continues to navigate the challenges and changes brought about by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, many organizations are realizing the need to accelerate their digital journeys. Over the last few months, businesses across multiple industries have fast-tracked their adoption of digital solutions. While this has presented numerous benefits for these organizations, it has also given threat actors the opportunity to exploit new vulnerabilities within IT systems. If it wasn't clear before, it is becoming more apparent now more than ever that security is a key priority for businesses no matter their size, industry, or where they're located. It is also becoming more evident that the role of security leaders, whether it be the enterprise CISOs and IT security teams or security vendors, are becoming more integral in enabling organizations to continue to thrive while staying resilient in the current landscape. Well, that's why we're here today, to honor the very best security minds who have demonstrated exemplary leadership and innovative approaches in securing today's digital enterprise as they navigate this new normal. Now, before we kick off today's awards ceremony, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Our gold partners, Fortinet and Gulf IT Distribution. Our silver partners, Norden and Exclusive Networks. Our cloud transformation partner, Digital Okta, and our technology partner, UFI Security. Well, to provide us with a little bit more information about how organizations are overcoming the security challenges under the current climate, please allow me to introduce the editor of Security Advisor Middle East and TowelTech.com, Adele Geronimo.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced businesses to undergo seismic changes in the way they operate. As the world continues to grapple with the new ways of interacting with people, new ways of doing business, and unprecedented shifts in the economy, many are staying resilient and steadfast in adapting to the new normal. What's even more encouraging is that we are seeing many businesses take today's unexpected challenges as an opportunity to find new ways to innovate and accelerate their digital transformation journeys. However, a key concern is taking the spotlight: cybersecurity. With many threat actors taking advantage of the uncertainties and fears surrounding the pandemic, IT and security leaders are pushing new strategies, insights, and innovations to help defend today's enterprises. This highlights the important roles of our IT security leaders now more than ever. Today, we will be honoring those individuals and organizations who have shown leadership and dedication in bolstering cybersecurity and helping businesses navigate the challenges of the new normal. Congratulations in advance to all of our winners today. We thank you and hope that you continue the important work that you do.
Thank you very much to Adele Geronimo. Well, Fortinet is one of the leading players in the cybersecurity industry. They help secure some of the world's largest enterprises, SMBs, service providers, and government organizations. With the ethos of securing organizations today and into the future, Fortinet seeks to address the most critical security challenges by empowering customers with the latest security innovations. Well, to share more insights into how Fortinet is enabling regional firms to stay secure, let's now hear from Fortinet's Sales Director for South Gulf, Fadi Yeya.
Good day, everyone. As we all know, digital applications has been there when the pandemic started. And I think these applications saved most of our businesses and our professional lives by using the remote connectivity from our houses. The problem with these applications is that we have to have proper security enabled on them in order to secure the data that is moving around. We don't want the hackers to come and penetrate our PCs, our laptops, our phones, our applications, and our remote connectivity. So first of all, we need to take care of the connectivity, because when the pandemic started, almost 95% of us overnight moved on to the mobile businesses throughout our homes. The connectivity wasn't ready to hold or to handle all of these applications and all of the data moving around and all of the people that are connecting. So we had a challenge in upgrading those lines in order to fit in. Even studying online is one of the critical systems that the end user has to adapt with. Now the issue is having a digital application on one hand and providing security on the other hand. Here we need to look at innovative solutions in order that will help us and give us the best of breed of both. We came to know recently that there is a big number of investment that has moved on from buying hardware and acquiring hardware into moving onto the cloud and having enablement on the cloud and having the cloud, using the cloud to do some applications, platform as a service, software as a service, connectivity, and so on. So this on one hand. On the other hand, we have a problem with the visibility and control over the assets that we are having across the infrastructure, and especially when we have remote connectivity and remote workers. By adapting the SD-WAN technology, we were able to have visibility, a proper quality of service based on what the application is requiring. This can be automated, and the most important part is the automation part of this. We can keep on discussing about this technology moving forward, but the most important part that we need to talk about is education. We need to have this education between the technical people and the non-technical people and have the awareness transmitted to them in order to make them and allow them to have the best ideas on how we can secure ourselves back at home. So education, awareness are key. Thank you very much.
We now have a short video from Fortinet. Well, it's time now to acknowledge the exceptional leadership and unwavering dedication that our security leaders from both vendors and end users have demonstrated over the past year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the CISO50 and Future Security Awards. And our first CISO awardees are Abdul Rahman Hamdi Shaleh, the Al Dhafra Region Municipality; Abdullah Badr Al Sayari, the Department of Health Abu Dhabi; Dr. Ahmed Al Ketbi, DEWA; Ahmed Al Mutiri, the National Water Company; and Ahmed Hassan Al LAWATI, Ooredoo, Oman. Well, a huge congratulations to our first 5 winners of the CISO 50 for 2020. We move on now to our next 5 winners, who are ALAJMI, the Ministry of Health and Prevention, ALIASGAR BOHARI, Zulekha Hospital, Anup Kumar, Gulf News Al Nisa Publishing, Arif Irfani, Sharjah Islamic Bank, and ASHISH KHANNA, Dubai Health Authority. Another excellent win there for our second batch of winners for 2020. We move on now to our next set of CISO 50 winners. And our first winner is Ayman Al-Shafi, Bilal Ahmed Chowdhury, the Emirates Float Glass LLC, Chowdhury Mohammed Zia Ur Rahman, National Media Council, Dilip Raj Abdul Razak, the Department of Municipalities and Transport, Dr. Erdal Ozkaya, Standard Chartered Bank. Very well done indeed to all of our winners there. We'll move on to our next set of 5 CISO winners. Ibrahim Kamalzadeh Al Nabuda Automobiles, Eid Al-Bir, Ministry of Interior, Engineer Kalfan Mata Al Hassani, ADMCC, Fatima Ahmed Al Malki, RAC EGA, and George Epen from Petrofac. Another huge congratulations to all of our winners. And our next batch of CISO 50 winners are Ershad Mohammed, VPS Healthcare, Ismail Jani, Engineering Office, Jamil Rashdi, Wasl Asset Management, and JAYESH NANDANAN, Mediclinic, Middle East. Well, a huge congratulations there to each and every one of our winners so far. Well, it's time now for our industry awards, where we're going to recognise some of the leading security vendors, distributors and solution providers who are leading the charge in delivering the latest IT security innovations in the region. Cloud services are nearly ubiquitous, with organisations across the globe using some type of cloud functions to accelerate their digital strategies. The rapid transition to cloud environments presents new types of risk, and organisations that are considering cloud migration must take proactive steps to ensure a smooth transition and tighter security. Well, the winner of the Future Security Awards Best Cloud Security Vendor is GatShield. Well, a huge congratulations there to our first Industry Award winner for 2020. Well, the changes brought about by the rise in mobile and Internet of Things devices are driving security players to develop new strategies to protect growing endpoints within enterprises. Moreover, with enterprises implementing remote working models, the need to secure multiple endpoints is now more important than ever. Well, the winner of the Best Endpoint Security Vendor has developed an offering that leverages AI and threat intelligence to deliver a completely new approach to cybersecurity and endpoint protection. The winner is Cybereason. Well done to our second industry winner. And we move on now as the number of things and devices being added to the Internet of Things increases every day. So does the potential security threats. Our winner takes security and privacy very seriously and has implemented Secure by Design in its production process to better secure IoT devices against today's most sophisticated attacks. The Best Internet of Things Security Vendor for 2020 is Hikvision. A huge congratulations once again there to Hikvision. Well, as organisations continue to adapt to the new normal, the line between physical and virtual networks are disappearing at a rapid pace. Our winner develops and builds bespoke network security solutions to ensure that customers get the visibility and the right capabilities to better manage risk and vulnerabilities. The Future Security Awards Best Network Security Vendor for 2020 is Fortinet. Well done once again to the 2020 Best Network Security Vendor. Well, smart surveillance systems provide organizations across both public and private sectors with the right data to enable their physical security strategies. Today, such data is also instrumental in ensuring health and safety of individuals and to prevent the pandemic from spreading even further. Our next winner is one of the leading players in this space and has invested significantly on resources and R&D to deliver only the best innovations in surveillance and physical security. The best surveillance systems vendor for 2020 is Northern Communications. Well, a huge congratulations once again to the best surveillance systems vendor for 2020. Well, as the number of privileges continues to proliferate across on-premises and cloud environments, it is increasingly difficult for organizations to protect their attack surface. Without proper privilege control, users are granted too much access to systems and data and may share or store credentials insecurely, increasing the risk of a data breach. Our next winner has developed a universal privilege management approach that provides visibility and control over every user, asset, and session across an enterprise. It has unified a broad set of privileged security capabilities to centrally secure and manage privileges across all IT environments, whether on-premises, cloud, or hybrid. The winner of the Best Privileged Access Management Vendor is Beyond Trust. Well done once again to Beyond Trust, the Best Privileged Access Management Vendor of the Year. Well, as 5G networks expand, so does the explosive growth in network traffic, connected devices, and mission-critical IoT use cases. The winner of this next award enables service providers and enterprises to deliver business-critical applications that are secure, available, and efficient for multi-cloud transformation and 5G readiness. The Best 5G Security Vendor Award goes to A10 Networks. Huge congratulations once again to A10 Networks. Well, the next category is the Best SMB Endpoint Security Vendor for 2020. The winner of this award has developed easy-to-manage endpoint security solutions with SMBs in mind. The solution offers advanced multi-layered protection against ransomware and other threats. The winner is, for 2020, ESET Middle East. Well, as the current skills gap continue to widen, organizations today are seeing the value of investing in resources on expanding the capabilities and expertise of their security staff as a way to further strengthen their security postures. The winner of this next award has dedicated its expertise in delivering robust training programs, benchmarked against global industry standards. Their programs optimize innovative practices aimed at narrowing the skills gap. The Best Cyber Security Training Provider for 2020 is SANS Institute. Well done once again to SANS Institute. Well, in today's unprecedented new normal, trivial downtime may cost your business reputation and significant financial losses. As the number of business applications grow and the amount of data surge, every organization needs disaster recovery solutions that will enable to bounce back should there be any unexpected disruptions into their IT systems. Our next winner offers a comprehensive portfolio of backup and disaster recovery solutions for all types of businesses. The Best Disaster Recovery Solutions Provider for 2020 is AHMED. Well, the majority of hacking attacks start as email-based attacks, making email security a top priority for any organization. Our next winner provides protection against routine threats like spam, viruses, and malware, while also delivering the secure email services organizations need to respond to new security challenges. The winner of the Best Email Security Vendor is It's Mimecast. Well, a huge congratulations once again to all of our winners so far. We now have a short video for you from Northern Communications, Middle East. Well, as organizations adjust to remote working, they need to not only think about how employees can successfully collaborate, but also how they can do so safely. To understand how security leaders can better enable their organizations to address cybersecurity challenges and empower them to thrive in the current landscape, Adele Geronimo spoke to some of the esteemed leaders in the regional IT security industry to get their perspectives on how enterprises can navigate the complexities of the new normal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's panel discussion. Today's business leaders are faced with overwhelming challenges and uncharted waters as they continue to navigate the new normal. As the current landscape continues to push organizations to find new ways to work and do business, many enterprises are also taking this as a new opportunity to boldly advance their digital agenda. However, while the ongoing disruptions of the COVID-19 pandemic are pushing businesses to be digitally agile, it has also exposed a lot of organizations to vulnerabilities, making having a robust cybersecurity strategy more critical than ever. So today, to explore and understand how organizations can navigate the cybersecurity challenges of the new normal, we are joined by an esteemed lineup of industry leaders. So allow me to introduce our panelists for today. First up, we have the Sales Director for South Gulf at Fortinet, Mr. Fadi Yeya. Welcome, Fadi.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Sales Director for Security Solutions at Starlink, Mr. Ahmed Diab. Welcome, Ahmed.
Thank you.
And also with us today is Omar Ben Hamadou, the EMEA Sales Manager for Kapalya. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you, Adele.
So thanks again for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. So allow me to kickstart today's discussion by getting your perspectives on how the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, impacted the threat landscapes. What threats have seen an uptick over the last few months? Fadi, would you like to start us off, please?
Yes, so good day, everyone. When it comes, the business before COVID-19 was different from the business after COVID-19. Before it was the organizations were set to be having a data center, sitting in an office, managing the small perimeter which is within the office. Okay, all they need to worry about was the accessibility to the internet, and definitely some threats that was within their devices. Now, these devices are scattered. So we are using our laptops, we are using our mobile phones, tabs, iPads, and we're doing all of this remotely. The risk of having this change in our business environment is basically that we need to have, or we need to spread our security landscape in order to reach the boundaries that were outside of our organizations, scattered out there. So this is one of the challenges that came after the pandemic, and I think this norm will continue moving forward, because many organizations are now used and adapting to this new norm. So most probably this is going to continue sometime moving forward.
Is there anything you'd like to add on that, Omar?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, there was a tremendous impact that we saw from COVID-19. And one of the really scary things when you look at it is the statistics around cyber attacks. So if you look at the numbers released by the Ponemon Institute, they saw an increase of plus 600% in cyber attacks. Plus 600%. I mean, this is something really tremendous. And one of the things that fueled this rise is basically the move to work from home and the remote working initiatives. So let me give you a typical scenario. So you have a CEO, you have a CFO, and you have a COO, all working from home. As Fadi said, they're using their laptops, their tablets, their phones, and they are actually collaborating and sharing very sensitive data across email in a non-secure fashion. These files are traveling back and forth in an unencrypted way. So this is basically a typical recipe for disaster. So what we saw when it comes to the main threats that are popping up and that are rising even more heavily since COVID is ransomware attacks. So for cyber criminals, this data that's residing with these C-level executives on their endpoints is actually a goldmine for them. So what happens next is usually, so these guys will get into your perimeter, will get into your endpoints, they will steal data that's really important to you, sensitive data. They will encrypt this data, making it unreadable for you, and then they will threaten you to release this data on the internet or to wipe out this data unless you pay for a ransom or unless you actually give them whatever they are asking for. So we saw that ransomware attacks since COVID have really took a different level. So every 14 seconds now, a new organization falls victim to ransomware. And this is really becoming a big challenge for IT leaders. So IT leaders are now really looking for ransomware mitigation plans and solutions that can help them protect this data. Because as Fadi said, this data is now residing in different, the data is sitting outside the traditional perimeter of the company.
So Ahmed, from the channel's perspective, so how has the pandemic impacted the channel space?
Well, the challenges are the same as mentioned by the gentleman. It's the new threats becomes focused in certain area like the malware and phishing attack, and mostly the ransomware. I agree with Omar. There is new threats, the new trends of the threats that we know before. Like ransomware was known before, but there's a new trends. Nowadays, we can see that the request comes from new targeted victims, like hospitals, medical centers, and public institutions who are really being targeted by cyber criminal for ransomware attack, in particular because since they are overwhelmed with the health crisis and cannot afford to be locked out from this system at any cost. So the cyber criminals believe they are likely to pay the ransom faster than any other target victim in this time. We see that from our channel. Our channel mostly focuses on security and defense, and they are the first line defender in this pandemic and this threats that comes out from the situation. And we hear that from every day. We hear tens of attacks, especially around ransomware, then malware and phishing attacks as well in this pandemic time. So it's the same challenge. It's the challenge now with the channel is more into how to defend and how to scale it. What the tool that you need to use. You need to use the right technology, and you need to have the right tool, and you have to have the skill set, the proper skill set to defend your user.
Great, thank you so much for that. So now moving on, as I had mentioned earlier as well, the crisis has really pushed many organizations to accelerate their digital transformation strategies. They were forced to, fast track the adoption of the digital technology. So with that being said, is this the same when it comes to security solutions? How has the pandemic transformed attitudes and investments towards cybersecurity solutions? Omar, would you like to start off with this one?
So as you were saying, Adele, so digital transformation is really an important topic. And when you think about it, data is really at the core of every digital transformation strategy. And if you're serious about your digital transformation efforts, you have to secure this data. The challenge now is that this data is now even more distributed. So it's distributed across core, cloud, and edge. And with the pandemic dynamics, you have more people working remotely. So this data is sitting on a lot of endpoints that are not protected. So at Capalia, we saw a big rise in requests for ways to secure this data at endpoints, but also for ways to share this data in a secure fashion. So these are like the ransomware mitigation was one of the use cases that everybody's asking for a solution to, but also secure file sharing is becoming a big challenge because you have so many employees that are working from home, that are working remotely, and they have to share and they have to collaborate, but the IT leaders really need to find a way to give them capabilities of sharing this data in a secure fashion. And at Capalia, we believe that the best way to provide this kind of solutions is to simply use encryption. So our motto at Capalia is that we say that encryption is non-negotiable. So you have to really implement encryption at your data center, in the cloud, and also on endpoints. So encryption really makes you immune to these problems, because eventually cyber criminals will get into your data center, will get into your endpoints, no matter what you do. I mean, the traditional ways of doing security, which is around perimeter security, doesn't work anymore. So in an analog world, you used to have the strategy that we call guns, gates, and guards to protect something that's physical, something that resides within certain boundaries. But today the perimeter, there's no perimeter anymore. So the data is flying between these different components, and you need to redefine what's the perimeter. So you need to really push your protection mechanisms beyond these boundaries. And if your data is encrypted, you are secure, because if the cyber criminal gets to your data and copies it, he copies it in an encrypted format. So it's not readable to him. So we believe that people should get more serious about implementing encryption. And that's one way that we see that IT managers are asking for such kind of solutions.
Thanks, Omar. Fadi, would you like to share your insights on that?
Yes. So digital transformation is a very debatable topic, and organizations have been discussing this many years back. I will give a successful model about digital transformation. It is the initiative that has started many years back by the UAE Smart Government. But to the plan of digital transformation, and it has many components, and it's a journey where you will not be able to complete in 1 or 2 years. It's an ongoing journey, and it's a dynamic. What happened after the pandemic is These organizations will have to divert now their digital transformation strategies in order to adapt with the new security challenges that appeared in the world now. One of them is the remote working. So if we look at these organizations, prioritization of the digital transformation process changed. So now suddenly they found themselves that they need to make things digitally ready, okay, and not just to secure them in one place. They have to secure it in many other areas and locations. Here the challenges came on the security vendors and on us as well, and it became an opportunity for us and a challenge for us to come up with solutions that has to adapt with this norm, and that's what we did during. So we did some development on the product, we did some acquisitions, and this will help the customer, our customers, and the organizations within that are adopting digital transformation in order to look for solutions that will help them with their digital transformation journey, okay, and to provide security, okay, as soon as possible, because they cannot stay like they used to be before. Okay, so I think we are on the right track. Things will be a little bit moving in the right direction when it comes to digital transformation.
Thank you so much, Fadi. So Ahmed, as one of the leading cybersecurity distributors in the region, so from what you have observed over the recent few months, what solutions, what technologies have seen an increase in adoption because of the cyber threats surrounding the pandemic?
Well, definitely, being distribution in the region, we are exposed to a lot of challenges in the market. And actually, as a Starlink as well, we are not a normal traditional distributor. We are value. We consider ourselves as a true value-add distributor, where we are very close to the customers, to the channel, and to our vendor. So we are covering the gaps and connect between all the three pillars of the market. We notice a lot of change, and even in the technologies and in the focus of the organization. The organization need to set up their network, or to upgrade, or to respond to the new threats. And not all of them are related directly to the security. So, like we see, if I need to name a few of those technologies that we see that demand is drastically increased during the last few months, is the VDI. It's a VDI technology. It's the version of this processor. The backup, which is not related directly to security, however, it's the first step of security, is to secure your data. So the backup technologies, the VPN concentrators, secure email gateways. We have anti-phishing, so phishing awareness tool. We are seeing a lot of demand in mobile threat defense intelligence. Digital workplace. Nowadays, it's a must. It's not anymore add-on or luxury technology. It's a must for most of the organization. Patch management solutions becomes also automate all your activity with the network is very important as well, to continuously address the vulnerabilities within the network. So all, again, as well, artificial intelligence and machine learning based technologies are becoming in very high demand, like threat hunting, analytical solutions, parameterless security. So all these technologies, we see there is a lot of increase in awareness and demand.
Great, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, to hear that people are aware of, they're very well aware of what solutions and technologies they need in order to stay secure during these times. So another key point that the pandemic has pointed out is the importance of the role that of people within the workplace play in terms of ensuring the success of their security strategies. So as you all have mentioned earlier, obviously we have seen an increase in remote working models across many industries. So with that in mind, we all know that security is everyone's responsibility. So as today's workplaces become more fragmented, many are adopting hybrid models of working. So how can IT leaders ensure, the commitment of each and every member of the workforce in terms of ensuring the success of their security strategies? Would you like to start us off, Fadi?
Yes, very important question actually, because it touches everyone in that organization. So it's not only the responsibility of the security team or the IT team that is within that organization in order to play that role. So this is a role that everyone has to play, everyone has to engage in. Everyone has digital access to that organization, needs to be aware of such challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that the IT or security team are not responsible. No, they have to come up with two main things. First of all, the product that is required in order to make that environment secure. And when we say that environment secure, from all angles, again, we'll get back to the first question that we asked. Okay, it's not about now securing the perimeter. It's not securing the edge. So the right products and solutions that has to secure this, and along with the proper monitoring tool in order to monitor the edge as well. So it's not only that I deployed a good cyber security solution, now it is secured and now I have to leave. No, you have to deploy it and monitor it across the hour. Two, and very important, is to put the right policies and procedures for those people for the normal employees to follow. Okay, one very basic example: password complexity. Okay, so this is one of the challenges that faces IT people, regardless of whatever solution you have deployed. One employee will not follow the proper password policy. He will devastate the entire system that you have already deployed. So, as I have mentioned, product, this has to be properly monitored, and the policies and procedures. This is a must.
Great. So, following up on that, Omar, would you like to share some insights as to how can organizations still ensure that IT security measures are being followed, but how can IT leaders ensure that productivity within the workplace, within that workforce, is not stifled?
Yeah, so you have to raise awareness about security, and you have to train your staff, and you have to give them all the guidelines to be able to work, collaborate, and share data in a secure and fashioned way, right? But at the end of the day, if something bad happens from a security perspective, all fingers will point towards the IT leaders. It's going to be the responsibility of the IT leaders for the lack of imagination that a certain threat could have happened from this or that perspective. And I think here we have to differentiate between two kinds of threats that the IT leaders really need to think about. There is the insider threats and there is the outsider threats. So today, when you have a network admin who has access to all your file shares, I mean, file shares that CEOs and COOs and CTOs are using with their sensitive data, you have a vulnerability there. So you have to think of insider threats, you have to think of privilege misuse as much as you think of the cyber criminal from outside who's trying to get to your data. So you need to have the mechanisms that protect against this privilege misuse, but at the same time, you need to protect against the cyber attacks from outside. And the way you do it is by empowering your users to use products that are safe for you to share data, collaborate, and you need to do it in a way that doesn't impact their productivity, that is like almost second nature for them, just adding a simple steps here and there, Of course, I mean, as we all know, email is not the most secure way of sharing data. So when you switch from using email to another solution, there's going to be some complaints from users. That's why, as you said, security is everyone's responsibility, in a sense that when you change your way of doing things, it's true that there is some maybe loss of productivity, but there is a huge risk that happens when this data gets in the wrong hands. Mm-hmm. And the risk could be downtime, could be losing customers, could be having trouble with the authorities because data was leaked, and it could be also a loss of reputation. So these are really serious things that you need to think about. So if it ends up by changing the way users interact with their applications in a not very disruptive way, I think it's good enough to implement. But at the end of the day, security is the responsibility of the IT leadership, because when things go bad, I mean, everybody will point in that direction. So you don't want to have a ransomware attack. You don't want to have unsecure file sharing. And there are so many solutions out there that can prevent you to have these kind of problems. And I think IT leaders should not wait for disasters to happen to adopt these solutions. You should do it in a preemptive way and a proactive way.
Thank you so much for that, Omar. So still on the topic of people, Ahmed, I'd like to ask you, so pre-COVID-19, the cybersecurity skills gap is already a challenge that the industry is facing. So how has this evolved over the last few months?
Well, definitely from what see, the gap's still there. Now, actually, there's even more challenging to cover that gap. But with all situations, with any situation, there come a lot of solutions can cover this gap. And this is what also something that we are using as in our personal days, day to day, and also as a Starlink, we are now adopting a new methodologies to cover the skill gaps. One of them is the virtual trainings. Now we have dependent more and more into virtual classroom, virtual training and certification path, which most of the previous training or skill enhancement courses was taken in a classroom. Now we turn everything into virtual. Also with this comes a lot of security challenges, but that's already in the part of the transformation of our how to do business these days. So definitely the gap is still there. Addressing the gap becomes the only thing that we are changing our way to respond to that challenge in the market. And to cover that gap, we are relying more and more into virtual and remote type things.
Great, thank you so much, Ahmed. So earlier, Ahmed, as well, during in your response earlier, you had mentioned, a lot of the technologies that had seen increased adoption over the last few months. But now that we're living in a new normal, a lot of the crisis-born innovations, a lot of the innovations that have been adopted today, it looks like they're here to stay. They will resonate in the years to come. So in line with that being said, I mean, what do you think will be the most pertinent security technologies in this new normal?
Well, it's additional to the like a lot of technologies that we were talking about long time ago. We, as I mentioned before, we are specialized in security and data center, and we believe in this specialization importance to the market and relevance to the market. And those actually two main topics goes hand by hand. The data center solutions and security, it goes hand by hand. And we know for a fact that challenges are a little bit changing, evolving. More solutions are in demand now than before. As I told you with Starlink, we are touching not only channel, we are in the middle of the market, we are in the heart of the market, we are very close to our customer and to channel as well. So with the environment surrounded by remote workspace, work from home, and those technologies, definitely there's a few technologies are getting more and more increased. And we can see those are basically into two main technologies which focus now on technologies: data protection Now, data protection was there a long time ago, but now it's more and more relevant to all the organization. One more technology is now, it's what we call the IAM, Identity Access Management.
Mm-hmm.
It now become very, very essential to focus on. And those two technologies now we see data protection and identity access management are the key to deploy a robust security roadmap in any organization.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is definitely from all the insights that you have shared, it is definitely evident that many organizations, as they accelerate their digital transformation journeys today, they are realizing that in order to succeed in those journeys, that it is equally important for them to ensure that they put ample focus and investments on security tools and in bolstering their security strategies as well. So just to round up today's discussion, I'd like to ask each one of you to share one key advice that you'd like to give IT security leaders out there in terms of how they can stay resilient in the new normal. Fadi, would you like to start?
Yes. So actually, allow me to have two advices.
Okay, sure.
The first one is IT and security leaders should always look at the solution from a different perspective than what they were thinking and looking before the crisis. So now start looking at the securing the access. One,
Mm-hmm.
you need to take into consideration that this data can now reside on the cloud, and because the accessibility of this data is remote accessibility. So we need to start thinking and expanding our vision in order to have cloud access and securing the cloud. Second, very important advice, as I have mentioned before, and as Ahmed rightly mentioned as well, proper training for the individual about general cybersecurity training and awareness, okay, and monitoring what is happening to the perimeter now, since the perimeter has spread across many different areas. So quickly, two things: product awareness.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Fadi. Omar?
Yeah, we have one simple message, as I was telling you earlier at Kapadia, which is encryption is non-negotiable. So you have to implement encryption all across your infrastructure, meaning at the core, at the cloud, and also at the edge. And just allow me to have a quick comment about the cloud. I mean, when you move your data to the cloud, it doesn't mean that the responsibility of the security relies with the cloud service provider. It's still your responsibility to make sure that this data is safe and secure. So with our technology alliance, High Trust, we basically allow companies to secure their data center, but at the same time, when you move your data to the cloud, to the public cloud, you move also all your security policies and all the parameters that enable you to have that secure infrastructure on premises and have the same thing in the cloud. So we see a lot of things move into the cloud, but still security is the responsibility of the IT team. That's why we say encrypt everything, core, edge, cloud, encrypt your virtual machines, encrypt your containers, encrypt your endpoints, and also do the encryption across clouds and make sure that you have policies moving with this data wherever it goes so that you are securing data, not only at rest, but also data on the fly.
Okay, thank you so much, Omar. And Ahmed?
Yeah, allow me to agree with the gentleman. It's the same messaging, especially what Fadi was saying. There's two elements. Yes, 100% I agree with that. There is a part on the, of course, the security leaders where they need to enhance overall security posture of the organization, including comprehensive technologies, keep working that continuous work. It never ends. Plus the awareness, and the awareness comes in continuous. Again, the awareness is not once or like it's not. It's a bouquet of a few elements, like awareness flyers and emails keep sent to the organization, to the internally, to the team. Keep some material, videos, some material that everybody can go just to, if you need to remember something or do just a fresh of certain threat. there is a high level training should be for the people within the organization, everyone, not related to IT, everyone should have the basic level of understanding of the threats, because we know there's a explanation of single wrong click, which can impact entire organization. That awareness should be built with any onboarding process of any company. It's not about IT anymore, security, and it's not, again, only the IT leaders' responsibility. It's everyone in the organization now should be aware and understand the basic security threat.
Great. Thank you so much for all your amazing insights, gentlemen. That brings our discussion to a close. And hope you all have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We now move on to a short video from Eufy Security.
Let's take the bath, Oreo. Hello? Oreo? 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 Hello? Hey Siri, show me my living room. Peekaboo, I find you. Hey, wake up! Baby crying! Wake up!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Stay out the kitchen, okay? Hey, Oreo! No! Bye-bye! Hey, Oreo, no!
And we move on now, once again, to name the winners of our CISO 50 awards. The next winners are Jean-Michel Bifro, Serco; Jivan Badagari, Majid Al Futtaim Ventures; Khalid Al Fihad, the Ministry of Environment, Water and Agriculture, KSA; Kieran Awad, Export Trading Group; and Manan Shah, Blackbit Cyber Solutions. Well, a huge congratulations there to our first set of CISO 50 winners in this second part of the awards show. And we move into our next group of winners. Our first winner is Mario Foster, Al Nabuda Group of Enterprises; Mazen Al Ahmadi, STC; Mohammed ALAJMI, Sharjah Customs; Mohammed Darwish Azad, Emirates MBD; and Mohammed S. Darwi, the Ministry of Finance, KSA. A huge congratulations once again. Our next group of 5 are Mohammed Irfan Khan, Tiger Group of Companies; Muntha bin Amro, Abu Dhabi Quality and Conformity Council; Mustansir Aziz, Gulf Diagnostic Centre Hospital; NITHIN Geo Thomas, Amity Education; and Prince Rana Al Fardan Group. Another brilliant win there for our latest set of 5 CISO 50 winners. And our next group of awardees are Ramachandra Ullah, Jotun, UAE; Ravi Kumar Yogi, Abu Dhabi Department of Finance; Rotimi Akinyele, Ras Al Khaimah Economic Zone, the Government of Ras Al Khaimah; Sakir Ahmad Al Raji Bank; and Saju Placeril Vasu, Dubai National Insurance. Well done once again, and we move on swiftly to our next set of winners. Shabir Nalwala, ISYX Technologies; Shafiq Riyad Hasna, the Ministry of Economy, Shah Iram Khan, the Emirates College of Technology, Somnath Sarkar, Mashreq Bank, and Srivinas Mathala, OSN. And we move on now to our final batch of CISO 50 winners. And our first winner in this next 5 is Varun Vij from Serco, Venu Shriraj, UAE Exchange, Vivek Gupta, GEMS Education, Yasser Al-Yusuf, Ministry of Justice, KSA, Yusuf Mahoon, Dubai Air Navigation Services, and Nagrajan M from Mashreq Bank. Huge congratulations once again to all of our CISO 50 winners. And the next winner for the Future Security Awards has demonstrated its commitment to consistently and successfully adding value to all of its vendors across the region amid a highly competitive IT security distribution market. It has introduced niche security technologies that provide holistic solutions to address the ever-growing threat landscape. The best security VAD is Exclusive Networks. Well, data is said to be the oil of the digital era, making it one of the most valuable resources for enterprises, which means protecting it is of the utmost importance. Our next winner delivers powerful and reliable data protection capabilities that scale effectively for cloud, virtual, and physical workloads for all major platforms and enterprise applications. The best data protection vendor is Veeam. Well, a huge congratulations once again to Veeam, the best data protection vendor of 2020. Well, as networks become complex and fragmented due to the increase in adoption of hybrid working models, organizations require solutions that will enable them to monitor network traffic for malicious actors and suspicious behavior, and react and respond to the detection of cyber threats to the network. Our next winner is a leader in this space and has harnessed the power of AI to develop a robust network detection and response for cloud data centers, IoT, and enterprise. Our best network detection and response vendor is Vectra. An excellent win there for Vectra for 2020. Well, our next winner prides itself on delivering powerful and expertly engineered cybersecurity systems to help enterprises prevent data loss, thwart malware and intrusions, all while giving them the flexibility and network access they need to succeed in today's demanding business landscape. The best cybersecurity system vendor for 2020 is Sophos. Well done once again there to Sophos. Well, our next award is for Best Cyber Security Distributor. Selling security solutions goes far beyond just logistics and finance and takes real enterprise and skilled resources. The winner is a true expert dedicated to safeguarding customers' most critical assets in the digital world. The winner for 2020 is Gulf IT Distribution. Well, our next winner has leveraged the latest security innovations to enable enterprises to manage and filter all email traffic to help them stay protected from email-borne threats and data leaks. The winner of the Best Enterprise Email Security Solution for 2020 is Barracuda Networks. Another brilliant win there, this time for Barracuda Networks. Well, cost optimization in the age of digital business allows organizations to increase their business performance through wise technology investments. The next winner has tailored solutions and digital offerings that enable businesses to reduce costs while helping them improve efficiencies. The best IT cost optimization services provider is EMT Distribution. Well, this next company has carved out a reputation for their innovation in the space of home security. They have developed smart solutions aimed at enabling end users to seamlessly protect and monitor their homes from anywhere at any time. The winner of the Innovative Security Product Award is Eufy Security. And we move on to our next winner, who has successfully delivered innovative and intelligent IC security solutions that pave the way to the successful security transformation of regional organizations. The winner of the Security Transformation Catalyst Award is Fortinet. Organizations today compete in a new digital era, where user experience is increasingly important and security can't be sacrificed. Our next winner enables organizations to leverage a unified digital identity for secure and seamless user experiences across business initiatives. The winner of the Best Security IAM Integration Software is Ping Identity. And last but certainly not least, the final category is Specialist Cyber Security VAD. The winner of this award boasts an extensive network of worldwide channel partners. It specializes in end-to-end solutions across information security, infrastructure management, and intelligent automation. The winner is Spectrami. Well, what an incredible win for each and every one of our winners today. A huge, huge congratulations to all of you once again. And ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of the CISO50 and Future Security Awards for 2020. On behalf of Tahawul Tech and CPI Media Group, I would like to congratulate all of our esteemed winners today and also extend a huge thank you to our sponsors once again.